I'm so glad Heads Up Football is teaching you that.
We're making tackles now that maybe we wouldn't have made a few years ago, just because we constantly hammer in the basics.
Through Heads Up Tackling, I definitely am a better player and a better tackler.
Our generation is getting taught a different way to tackle, like this is the right way.
I think that it's starting to really pay off because our numbers, we're up 40 kids, which is huge.
Wanting safer football is absolutely the right thing for kids.
Do this. Do it yesterday, both from the youth club level and then from the high school levels, because this is only making this a better game, better, safer game.
From Massillon Perry High School in Northeast Ohio, welcome to USA Football. My name is Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson alongside. It is time for game number 3 on the first Saturday of competition, and we're going to talk about the big boys, the seniors to be, all over the country, and we should see some outstanding talent today, Troy.
Well, Joe, you're looking at the top of the class of 2017, represented from about 36 different states here in the United States, all converging on Canton, Ohio, to try to earn that spot to represent the United States in international competition for high school football.
Right now, let's take a look at the players to watch against the blue against the white. And Troy, as expected, we're going to see a lot of talent today.
Oh, there's a lot of talent, a lot of different positions. You have Fitzgerald, Gifford, Matto, Tabon, Rosero, and Hess at that running back position, who, from what I've seen, has very good explosion and good field vision as well.
Let's take a look at the blue team right now. And again, they're going to have some talented young men that are on their way to big-time football after today.
When you talk about the big-time football, Joe, a lot of these players are looking to play in their future with BCS teams, Brown, Ward, Lofton, Lewis, just to mention a few here for the team to play.
As we said, we are at Massillon Perry High School in northeastern Ohio, the site of USA Football 2016. We've already had 2 games today. We just completed the class of 2018, and already, Troy, we've been impressed with the talent we've seen early today and then in the middle game also.
And we've seen talent at every position, both from the offensive and defensive sides of the football, from the skill positions down to the offensive and defensive linemen. A lot of players here, Joe, and it doesn't matter the score. They're here to compete. They're here to earn that spot to represent the United States.
Weather conditions almost perfect for this time of year. You would expect maybe some hot, humid weather this time of year in northeastern Ohio. We've got a great breeze blowing and should be pleasant for the players and the fans as well. We are ready for the final game on the first Saturday of USA football. We're coming back right after this.
Protect what matters most. The USA Football Protection Tour is a series of free one-day football camps that educate youth football players, parents, and coaches on the importance of proper equipment fitting, tackling fundamentals, and CDC-approved concussion recognition and response protocols. Watch for this year's Protection Tour schedule and sign up today for an event near you.
The icon of the game. The icon of competition. The icon of athleticism. The icon of fandom. The icon of the future. The future of football is now.
So at St. Vincent Sports Performance, whether we're talking about Olympic athletes or middle school and high school athletes, the foundation is the same. We want to remove dysfunction and then build upon their sport-specific movements to allow them to function at a very high level on and off the field.
You could be the best in your house.
And then your state!
Then get all the love.
You could be the best in this house.
You could be faster than the fastest.
You could carry on a legacy.
Then add a couple of these.
And then make everyone want to be like you.
And you can stop there, but you won't, because you're not done yet.
For the athletes moving the game forward, Gatorade's creating the fuel to do the same. Fueling today, fueling the future.
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Volt Athletics.
High School. Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson, as we get set for the finale today and day number 1 of USA football here in Northeastern Ohio. This time it's the seniors to be. The big boys going to be playing some football here at Massillon Perry High School. And Troy, we're looking forward to some outstanding individual efforts by some guys that are pretty highly recruited athletes.
Yeah, you're looking at a lot of players looking at BCS schools, MAC level schools, playing at the upper level, Division I, Division II colleges. Should be some great talent on display today here for USA football as they're coming from across the country, approximately 36 different states, played in the regional camps last year. Now they get the chance to play in the national developmental game. Great opportunity here for these young men to eventually get that chance to play international football to represent the United States of America.
There you see the captains coming onto the field. Right at midfield now here at Massillon Perry High School. If you just joined us, we were about 15 minutes away from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, right in the heart of some outstanding high school football. And of course, all around the country, it'll be starting in about 7 weeks. And we are part of Big Time Sports, which televises a number of high school events throughout the year. Image Video providing the direction today. We're just proud to be here to be part of this.
Joe, it's just a great opportunity. You know, we had a chance last year to do the international games on ESPN3 that were played over at, Tom Benson Stadium now, not Fawcett Stadium. We get an opportunity here to do these games for USA football. And I've just been impressed overall by the level of competition here today, Joe, that shows you the growth of American football.
Couple things fans should watch today, Troy, especially with the special teams.
Yeah, special teams rules have been modified. Obviously, players come in Tuesday. They get one practice Tuesday night, a two-a-day on Wednesday, a practice and film session Thursday, practice film session Friday, walk through today. You're not going to see a kickoff today. Ball's going to get started at the 35-yard line. Punt, you're allowed to punt, but you're not allowed to rush. No return. PATs, same thing. Field goals, same thing. No rush, but we have seen some pretty good kickers so far today, Joe.
Well, we sure have, and the wind will be a factor if it comes down to that, as a pretty good gale blowing off from right to left across the field. That large American flag out pretty stiff, which means it will affect punts and extra points and field goals if it comes down to that.
And we've seen some passes get affected so far today, too. We'd like to wish good luck to the United States under-19 team that's playing over in Harbin, China. They'll be playing tomorrow morning for the World Championship against Canada at 5 a.m., I believe in Eastern Standard Time. So you might want to get up early and, you know, support the United States of America. And, Joe, I didn't realize until last year the growth of American football internationally. You know, you've got the X League over in Japan, the professional league there. You've got the National Gridiron League in Australia. You've got several leagues in Europe that are playing, Sweden, France, Germany. The growth of American football is amazing. You look at the National Football League, the NFL, playing 3-4 games every year now in Europe over at Wembley Stadium. And many people are saying, hey, how long until the NFL has a team in Europe outside the United States?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about that. Of course, as we said, we're not that far from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, probably a quick 10 to 15 minute drive, and you were there. And of course, we are only a few weeks away from the Pro Football Hall of Fame festivities this year, right here in Stark County, northeastern Ohio. Well, the white team will get their hands on the football to begin play here in our final game of the day. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Going to run the football right over the right side. Going to be a gain close to the 39-yard line, and now they're going to come out in a hurry. Troy, no huddle, and here we go.
That was Terrell Hess, the running back there. They're coming out. I think they had these plays scripted. They're just coming out rapid-fire mode.
Now let's see who has the best condition early. Again, handoff, left side. Let's see if they come right back at you again.
That's Hess, the shifty running back, getting the handoff as he's rolling downhill. You see Tennell Rhodes at quarterback. 6 foot, 195 pounds, out of Wisconsin.
We have the states they're from, fans, but I wish we had the high schools. Don't have the high schools, but we'll try and get some more information for you. On a 3rd and 2, going to have a first down and more. Breaking into the open at the 40. At the 30, still on his feet. It takes a couple blue shirts finally to bring him down after a great effort all the way down to the 28-yard line.
Terrell Hess II, he's very compact, 5'8", 180 pounds. But look at him here off this run. Boom, gets hits there, finds a seam, and now it's just acceleration. Good burst, picks up his foot, cuts again, drags the defender. Great job here out of Hess.
Yeah, Tavares Ward was finally the guy that brought him down. And again, they run over that left side, and again, pretty good yardage as the white team coming out with a purpose here early on their first possession. They're moving the football.
And that was Rhodes with the quarterback on the keeper read. And now you're starting to see things slow down a little bit as we have a penalty.
A penalty with the flag back up at about the 40-yard line. And the white team moving the other way. This should be on them.
Legal shifts the call. White team not wasting any time again. They're ready to go.
1st and 15 at the 32. This drive started at the white 35, now down at the blue 32 as they're trying to jump out early in this football game. High snap. They come down with it. This time the blue team and the defense on the right side waiting for him, and that is Elijah Johnson, big linebacker out of Wisconsin that comes up with a hit.
6'1", 215. He reads the play, shoots the gap right away. I think it was supposed to be an ISO. He gets right around the block, just shoots the gap, makes the play in the backfield. Good penetration by Elijah.
Maybe a future Badger. We'll have to wait and see. 2nd and 15. Another high snap. They're going to keep it this time. Quarterback's trying to find some daylight, breaks one tackle, another tackle, but then he looks up and sees the blue shirts right in his face.
Nice job there by Rhodes, breaking tackles, but a great job by the defense. Look at how they're going to stretch this play out. The initial penetration happens. Not sure if it was a quarterback opened up the wrong direction. That forces them to bow back a little bit. They're stretching it out. They stretch it out again, and look at all the blue jerseys around when the tackle's getting made. That's always a key for pursuit. You want to look at how many of your uniforms and helmets are around when the play is being made.
Now the quarterback is Tylen Rhodes. He's also out of Wisconsin. He's got to make a big play here on 3rd and 15 at the 33.
Wisconsin well represented in these games.
That ball's on the ground. Rhodes picks it up, trying to make something out of nothing. Still looking, throws it up for grabs, and it is caught on a great play out of bounds, though. Oh, he made the catch, Troy, but couldn't keep his feet in bounds. But that was impressive, going up with his hands to make the catch.
That was Dazee Horton out of Illinois coming up to make the play. And this is just a scramble drill. You see your quarterback scramble. He was supposed to break short. When you do that, you got to break long. When he scrambles, you see him go deep. Just gets knocked out of bounds, can't come down with the catch. But a great effort there by Horton.
4th and 16, 12-12 to go in the opening quarter. We play 15-minute quarters, which really gives everybody a chance to show their talents.
And with all these teams so far running no huddle tempo, we're seeing a lot of plays being repped out today.
Rhodes barking out the play. Needs a big one right here. Straight back, looking. Again, throws it deep down the left side, up for grabs. Underthrown, and good defense as he backed up right against the receiver to make the big defensive play, and the blue is held.
Looked like number 24, Bishop Lloyd, gets the play. As he's falling down, though, he gets his hand up. He doesn't get his hand up as he's falling down. I think the receiver makes the catch. That is a great effort, great concentration by the defensive back. That's a competitive attitude right now, and that's what you like to see out of these young men in today's game.
Well, the white drive stalls at the blue 33, and now the blue team will have it 1st and 10 from that point. Still no score with 12:04 to go in the opening quarter. Handoff left side, short yardage, and that was Tyrick Thomas, another young man out of the state of Wisconsin who's very well represented today.
And Wisconsin, they have a lot of players coming out here. But a nice job, good surge up front by the offensive line, just can't seem to find a seam.
Gain of 2 in the play. Quarterback is Marco Aguilna. And he's a young man out of Texas.
That's Thomas again. I like the fundamentals of Thomas. As he goes to the line of scrimmage, he's got 2 hands on the football. He might not lay the football on the ground too much. As they say, ball security is job security.
Throws left side, good catch. Went up with his hands, and give that reception to Joshua Hill. 6'2", 190 out of Illinois.
But it looked like a good sticker. I think that was number 3, Dante Bronson. It's going to come up and make the nice tackle. Yeah, that is. Kept his head up, drove through the tackle, nice stick.
First down for the blue. This time they're going to get it off to the running back, and coming over the left side is Tyrick Thomas. 5'10", only 160, but he squared his shoulders and found a little gap.
And Joe, I think we can already see a major difference from the game before this to this game. That year of development makes a huge difference here as we play this senior game. You see him get through the line of scrimmage. He's going to cover the ball up. Nice gang tackling, though, by the white.
Throws to the left side, and I think they're going to be a little short of the first down. Pretty good defense there by Alexander Thabit.
Thabit comes up from his linebacker position, 6 foot 215 from the state of Florida. Does a nice job of flowing to the football.
He can play in some heat down in Florida this time of year, I'll tell you.
Beautiful day today, only about 75 degrees with a nice cool breeze.
3rd and 1, Blue going to go for it, not hesitating, and they're going to keep it. The quarterback has it, and he reaches out. Did he get enough yardage to get the first down? Boy, good effort by the quarterback. He was hit at the 45 and reached inside almost to the 44, but that's going to be inches short of the first down.
Well, that was Damon Stewart coming up from the safety position. He's only, Joe, this guy's only about 5'7", 150 pounds. But look at him come up and make the big stick. Good fundamental play. Keeps his head up and wraps up. They're going to punt it away.
Well, that surprises me. 4th and less than a yard. Watch the fake right here, maybe.
Well, there's no rush, so I doubt they can fake it, but I'd have gone for it.
I guess once you line up for the punt, that's what you got to do in this game. That ball is a line drive boot. Caught it about the 10-yard line. Surprised they didn't go for it, Troy.
Yeah, and 4th and less than 1. I mean, last game we saw they weren't here to
wide
punt.
Open.
They were here to play some football.
Yeah, if you just joined us on special teams, and even I forgot that time, there's no rush on punts, no rush on extra points, no rush on field goals. So you can take your time, get it set up, and give it a boot.
Just the growth of the international game is amazing here. Joe, how many of those players do we see last year? I think there were 3 or 4 players that played in the international championships at Fawcett that have been signed with NFL contracts.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. And again, they run the football. And not much there, maybe a yard to the 11, and that's all.
Good swarming defense by the blue team. Good penetration up front. And this is kind of what we saw in the last game, but as the game went on, you saw the offensive lines mesh a little bit more. They were able to get some surges up front.
Justin Beckett, now the quarterback out of New Jersey for the white team. He's facing a 2nd and 9. And again, they run the football. And again, not much there, Troy. I don't think they got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to put that ball right at the 10 now.
No, once again, good penetration up front. Looked like number 69 for the blue team coming up to make the play. That's Sharn Artidus. Comes up to make another play.
So with 8.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, we're still scoreless, and the white team needs a play to get out of trouble. It's 3rd and 10 at their own 10. Wide receivers to the left and right, they're spread out. Quarterback's going to break out of that. Needs a block, breaks a tackle. Going to be short of the first down, though. Nobody open, and he kept it. But going to be short of the first down, and the white team's going to have to punt it away.
Well, just by picking up 6-7 yards there, Joe, you gave your punter a little bit of room to maneuver here. He's not going to be in the end zone. He looks, step tall in the pocket, realizes nothing there. He's going to tuck it and run. Does a nice job of picking up some blocks downfield. He's just going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Alexander Thabit going to boot it away. Again, no rush
into that wind. And Joe, you saw the wind affect that punt right there. He was a good high punt till it got to about the 25-yard line and just died because of that hard, stiff wind that we have here at Perry Stadium.
Well, pretty good field position for the Blue on their 2nd possession of the football game with 7:36 to go in the opening 15 minutes. The Blue will have it at the white 42-yard line, still scoreless. We had a lot of points in game number 2. Thus far, the defense has stood out here in the finale. Again, they run that football right up the middle, off that left guard and center.
Trying to run that little zone read again. The quarterback, he's checking the defensive end, seeing if he's closing down. He'll tuck it and run.
Yeah, Thomas, the primary ball carrier right now for the Blue. And he's going to get it again. And this time, same result, short yardage to the 40.
right now the white team doing a good job of playing assignment football. You've got to stay disciplined against this type of zone option read, because the second that defensive end starts to cheat in, that's when the quarterback is going to pull it away and make his run.
Christian Snell in there right now in the backfield. Quarterback throws and doesn't have his man. Good tight defense at the 30-yard line, incomplete.
It's going to bring up 4th down. See if they elect to go for it here or punt.
Boy, Christian Snell out of New York. And of course, when he mentioned that name, Snell, former Ohio State running back Matt Snell played in the NFL. Wonder if he's any relation.
You never know. I'm sure
Might
a
be
lot.
a grandson, maybe.
I know there's a couple players here from the Colts, former Colts players that had some kids playing in these games.
The punt, and again, no rush, and again, the catch at the 14-yard line. So we're still scoreless with 6:44 left to go in the first quarter.
Both teams just really trading punts right now, Joe.
Of course, all these players will be entering their senior year of high school football.
And a lot of them getting recruited, a lot of BCS recruits here as well.
Maybe some of these young men have made commitments. Of course, you cannot sign the national letter of intent until the first Wednesday in February. That's when it is a binding national letter of intent. I'm sure a lot of these guys have some decisions to make. Throw is up and nearly caught one-handed. Boy, good effort there by Johnny Rosario out of Massachusetts.
Well, Rosario goes about 6'4", 6'5", 215 pounds. He's going to go up and he's going to try to attack this football as it's being thrown.
Yeah, with one hand.
One hand, a little off balance, just can't bring it in.
2nd and 10. Handoff, and again, that blue defense is going to stop him after about 3 or 4 yards. We're going to bring the chains up to the 18-yard line, where then it's going to be another possession play on 3rd and 6.
They're going to say got about 4. Good read here by the quarterback. Nice job by the tailback. Keeps a hold of the football. Good swarming defense there. Haven't seen the fumbles today like we've seen so far in the other games, Joe.
Tanner Park, the quarterback out of Illinois. Back in the pistol, going to take a look. Looking left, being rushed, in trouble, sets his feet, throws it, and going to be picked off. Coming down with the football for the blue team is Toby Bottoms, defensive back out of Illinois.
Heads up play there by Rosario coming up to make the tackle. That ball just kind of hung in the air. A lot of that was due to the stiff wind. He just kind of throws it up here, and you're just going to see the ball hang. DB's going to hold there, and he's just going to Bottoms. He's just going to make a great play as a center fielder.
Toby Bottoms watched that one right into his hands. And the only question there was how far he was going to go. He was wide open.
Yeah, he didn't.
But unfortunately, he was playing defense.
He didn't get very far.
No,
Good heads up play.
38-yard line for the blue, trying to break this thing into the scoring column. Still scoreless right now. Throwing, has a man out there and overthrows him at the 19-yard line.
Just overthrew him. He's got the wind at his back now. He's going to have to make some adjustments on those throws. Good pass protection by the offensive line. See if the defense decides to dial out some blitzes here.
That was Jacoby Brown, 5'6", 160, wide receiver out of the state of Georgia. Dalton Bach is the quarterback. He's out of Missouri.
Trying to see where they set the football here. It's kind of rolling around a little bit.
Yeah, Bach spells his last name B-A-C-H, 6'1", 185. Going to hand off to the running back, and again, defense has been the key here in the first quarter. We are scoreless with 5.5 to go in the first 15 minutes.
Good hard run there again by number 26, Snell, for the blue team. Does a nice job, not very big, but a shifty back, good explosiveness, and does a nice job of reading the hole. Very patient, look at him lower the shoulders, always running downhill.
3rd and 5. Handoff, left side. Now he's going to keep it. The quarterback on a good fake. He's going to have the first down. He faked out everybody, including me on that one. Pretty good fake to the running back who came left, and the quarterback kept it and rolled right on the far side for a first down.
I think that was number 15, Dalton Bach. Does a nice job being a magician with the football, putting it away, pulling it back out, turns it around the end, manages to pick up the first down. Blue team's knocking on the door, Joe.
Hand off to the 20-yard line.
And that high snap just threw the timing off. And that little extra half second, it doesn't seem like much, folks, but it's just enough for the defensive lineman to get a little bit of penetration and make the stick at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Bach plays his high school football in the state of Missouri. And, of course, the former Missouri head football coach, Gary Pinkel, played his high school football right up the road at Kenmore High School in Akron.
Akron Kenmore Cardinals. I think we got a timeout.
Yeah, we got stoppage in play right now. We got 4:23 left to go in an opening 15 minutes. We're scoreless right here at Massillon Perry High School. As we said, not that far from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Right in the heart of some great high school football all over the area.
And I'm sure many of these parents here are going to be taking their sons and family to the Pro Football Hall of Fame here in Canton, Ohio. Just another reason to come to Canton, Ohio. And Joe, you look at all the different things that they're developing at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's just amazing here as we're going to be taking a timeout. The blue team's going to be calling a timeout.
Yeah, timeout on the field with 4:23 to go in the first quarter. We are scoreless. Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson. This is third game of the day.
A lot of different sights and sounds to be seen here in Canton, Ohio with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. A lot of construction. Check it out on the web with the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Hey, I want to remind you, USA Football is proud to partner with Volt Athletics to provide U.S. national team athletes with cutting-edge strength and conditioning programs. Volt provided the U.S. national team athletes with 8 weeks of free training to prepare them for this moment. So glad to have Volt aboard here on USA Football.
And Joe, there are a lot of different things that are coming to the Pro Football Hall of Fame with all the different construction going on over there. Training centers being developed. They're adding the bleachers to Tom Benson Stadium. They're expanding the Hall of Fame. There are going to be a lot more people coming to Stark County, coming to Canton, Ohio for the Hall of Fame.
Good snap. Going to throw it down to the left side and can't get it to his wide receiver. And wide open over there was Jacoby Brown.
Just a little bit to his outside there, kind of rushed it. Didn't let the receiver get right to his spot. See if they call here maybe some type of outside zone. Kind of bring up third and about 10.
.418 to go in the opening quarter. 3rd and 10. Ball still at the 20. Blue trying to be the first team to break through this afternoon. That ball's on the ground, and the white doesn't take them long to recognize that, and they're all over it.
Big number 78 there from the defensive line spot. Tyler Walker comes up and makes the play out of Illinois. 6'1", 315 pounds. And look at this young man rumble downhill, making the play. Also in there is number 32, Mateo Ario, out of West Virginia, 6'2", 250 pounds.
This will be a 41-yard field goal from right in the middle of the field with a wind to his back. This should be a chip shot. Up, end over end, long enough, and it is good. Boy, good boot. And that one is put through by Mason Crossland.
Nice kick there by Crossland. As you're going to get a chance here to look at the replay of Crossland's kick.
I called that a chip shot, easy for me to say. 41 yards out, but he did have plenty of time to size it up, and he did have a pretty good wind to his back.
Well, I'd struggle to hit it that far with a driver. He puts it right through the uprights.
Yeah, that was an impressive kick. 3-0 now as the Blue has jumped out here with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Handoff left side, nothing doing again. That Blue defense over that right side, and they are strong.
And we're going to be doing this again next week, Joe, for the next 2 weeks. If you want updates on all the games, follow Twitter at USNFT or at BTS Ohio, at BTS Ohio. We'll be updating you game times and where you can watch them.
Again, the white team keeping it on the ground.
Hess does a nice job of driving his feet, running downhill. He doesn't look very big, Joe, but he has a strong, powerful back.
3rd and 3, possession play for the white. They're going to try and get it on the ground, and they do. Good, strong run over the right side.
Just keeps plowing forward, plowing ahead.
That was Hess again with the football. Not much success on the left side of that offensive line. This time they run right and get the first down. Ball at the 49-yard line. White has it, trailing 3-0. Again, this is Hess. And Hess to the 44-yard line.
Hess has done a nice job doing a yeoman's effort here, carrying the football. Gets a nice lead block. Good job here, making the cut right off his tackle, makes one man miss. After contact, still manages to pick up 2 or 3 yards.
Here he comes again. He's in the open. Hess at the 20. It's a foot race to the 10. 5, touchdown, Hess.
Good burst of speed there by Hess to explode through and to get the touchdown.
Terrell Hess the second, 5'8", 180 out of Illinois. And once he got into the open field, he cut to the right and outran about 4 blue shirts into the end zone.
Well, and that's what he does. Look at the acceleration here. Once he puts his foot down, shoulders get squared to the line of scrimmage, all he's thinking about is end zone and just beats him to the pylon.
44 yards out, and the white team has taken the lead 6-3. They can make it 7-3. Again, the kick is up. It is perfect. And it is 7-3 white, still here in the first quarter. 2:20 left to go, Troy.
Yeah, 2:20 left to go here. Nice explosive run by Hess. Good job by the offensive line, just moving people up front. Blue team has moved the football. They've just stalled out on downs a couple of times. See if they can answer back here. They've shown the ability to show some explosiveness. See if they can keep it up here and answer the call, Joe.
Well, we were scoreless for most of this first quarter, but now it is 7-3, a 41-yard field goal by the Blue from Crossland, and then a 44-yard run by Terrell Hess II to give his white team a 7-3 lead. So fans that are here starting to see a little action in game 3.
Yeah, there are over 248 players here this week trying to vie for a spot for the United States national team. Chance to represent the red, white, and blue in international competition.
Handoff right over the right side, and that white defense says nothing doing on that one. Not much space, and down he goes.
Nothing happening there. Good job by the linebackers coming up and fill. They might want to try some type of play action pass here. Maybe a little run pass option attempt. See what the defense is giving them.
That was Mac Winkler still in the backfield on 2nd and now 11. Going to throw. Looking. In trouble. And simply throws it away into the sidelines. Good decision.
And sometimes the best pass shows the one out of bounds.
Stops the clock and come back and play again on 3rd and 11. Ball still at the 34 with 1:47 on the clock in the opening 15 minutes.
Some new personnel. Looks like they're checking in here for the blue team. Not wasting any time getting that ball snap.
So a possession play late here in the first quarter. The Blue down 7-3. They've got to make a play. Throws and nearly picked off and then dropped. Boy, an excellent read by White defensive back Damian Williams.
He almost picked it off twice.
Boy, he had it in his hands. Young man out of Illinois. Boy, he sat back, read it, and cut in front of the receiver and nearly had the football.
I think we're going to have a late hit on the quarterback personal foul. And we do, and that's going to be a first down.
There's the officiating crew. As we said, this is one of the better officiating crews in high school football in the area. And they are here today in Game 3 of USA football.
Joe, there's some people out there that would argue there aren't better officiating crews.
I've seen these guys work. They do a good job.
And they
First and 10.
They are high school officials, and one of the things that upsets me, and I just see, is how people abuse the high school football officials and coaches. Got to remember, they are high school officials.
Winkler again, the running back. He's got 2 yards into the 48-yard line of the White. White leading 7-3 as we come into the final moments of quarter number 1 here at Massillon Perry High School. Quarterback going to keep it. Roll around the left side and then is going to scoot out of bounds, but not before he has a first down at the 39-yard line.
Akagwada there does a nice job of showing the football. I think he might be out of his high school a zone type read quarterback as well. Shows good legs, good reading there. You can tell this isn't his first rodeo. He's been through this before.
Aganega out of Texas. Right back in the pocket, showing some good feet. Now throws over the middle, has his man. It's caught for a nice gain, short of the first down. Coming down with the football is Tyshawn Williams.
Tyshawn Williams does a nice job knowing he's going to get contacted, knowing he's coming across the middle. Look at this. He's going to drag across the middle. Nice vision, rolling to your right, throwing left, breaks one tackle, gets hit again, forces the gang tackle, holds on to the football, which is the most important thing.
2nd and 3. Throws again, caught, and it's going to be right at the marker at the 29-yard line.
And I think that might end up bringing the quarter to an end as we come up on 10 seconds to play.
Yeah, that was Michael Bird, Jr., out of North Carolina, coming up with it. And let's see if they get this play off with 2, with 1, and they don't get it off. So we have played 1 quarter of football here at Massillon Perry High School in northeastern Ohio. Our score, the white team 7, the blue team 3. We're back with the next 15 minutes of action right after this. Joe Dunn and Troy Richardson back at Massillon Perry High School, northeastern Ohio. You are watching USA football. We have played 1 quarter. It's the white team 7, the blue team 3. As the second quarter gets underway, we are playing 15-minute quarters here in USA football, giving everybody a chance to show what they can do. That ball is on the ground, but that will not count as the flags are flying all over the place.
Yeah, offensive line wasn't set there. Looked like they might have brought in an extra lineman.
Move that one back to the 35-yard line. Blue team with a 41-yard field goal by Crossland. That's their points. White scored on a 44-yard gallop by Terrell Hess II. That's where we're at. Here comes the heat. Look out. Scrambles away, and down he goes. Boy, it looked like he was going to scramble away from the sack. But pretty good pursuit coming in from the right side.
Looked like number 59 coming in to make the 55 coming in to make the play right there. That's Casey Guilford coming in to make the play. 6 foot, 205 pounds.
Out of the state of Missouri, and he came in a hurry.
Coming from that linebacker position.
4th and 17 for the blue. Again, no rush on punts. No rush allowed on extra points and field goals. And to make things even, there's no return on these punts. Where he catches it, that will be the line of scrimmage. And they run up quickly, and they're going to grab it right at the 25-yard line, where the white team, leading 7-3, takes over 1st and 10.
See if the white can come back here, manage to score again. They've done a nice job mixing up the pass and the run. Good, strong running back. Good, strong offensive line. Good receivers running nice, crisp routes. Defense may start to get a little more aggressive here, start to dial up some blitzes as well.
The quarterback is Tylen Rhodes, 6 foot 195, out of Wisconsin. And he hands it off to Carlos Baggett Jr. out of Illinois.
And he is upended by number 33, Jacob Lange, DB at 6 foot, 170 pounds. Look at him come up here from that defensive back position. He's just going to stand him on his head. Comes up, knifes him down, boom. Great tackle.
Trying to turn the corner is Baggett, 5'10", 170. And he's got the first down and a little extra.
And Bishop Lloyd comes up to make the tackle from his corner position.
Ball up at the 40-yard line. The White with the football and a 7-3 lead. Baggett again over the right side, trying to turn the corner. And he is going to get to midfield. He's going to get to the 45 and out of bounds, right into his friends from the White team across the way.
Just a poor job of containment there by the defense, letting him getting sucked in. No one's there to set the edge to keep containment. He's just going to keep sprinting to the sideline. They do a nice job of pursuing, but nice block out there by number 16 allows him to turn the corner.
Another first down. Again, it's Baggett, this time to the left side. Keeps the feet moving, and down he goes after a gain of 3.5.
Nice job here by the White team, rotating in fresh running backs, fresh linemen, fresh quarterbacks, trying to keep everyone set here as they're going tempo, no huddle.
Yeah, new running back in there is Terrell Hess, who had the 44-yard gallop. He's got the football, looking for some space. This time they don't let him get that open, and down he goes, short of the first down.
Well, it looked like the quarterback wasn't quite ready for the snap there and fumbles it, and is still able to make something out of nothing.
3rd and 2 at the 37. Again, it's Hess into the open. Hess at the 20, Hess at the 10. See you later. That's a touchdown. Wow, second touchdown of the quarter for Terrell Hess. One from 44, this one a gallop of 37.
Now they have him as only a junior listed here, Joe, at class of 2018. But look at the explosiveness. He's only 5'8", folks. 5'8", 180 pounds, but once he goes, he just hits another gear and makes the other players look slow.
Always liked running backs that aren't that tall. Defense has a hard time seeing him. If you're 5'8", 190, 195, that's a good-sized running back.
And you got that low center of gravity, makes you harder to tackle.
The kick is up, and it is good.
Oof. Off the roof of the concession stand, about 10 yards deep.
So 12:28 to go in the first half of play. It's 14-3, the White team leading. And what we have seen thus far from the White team is a very explosive running game. I want to remind you, Rydell, the industry leader in football head protection, is very proud to support the U.S. national team as USA Football's official helmet and protective equipment partner. Our thanks to Rydell.
Rydell's been with USA Football, I think, since the very beginning. We're proud to have him on board, as all the sponsors here for USA Football. Don't forget, you can, if you want to find out information on the 27 regional camps of USA Football, go to usafootball.com, usafootball.com for big-time sports information. Check out our Twitter at BTS Ohio or on the web at bigtimesportsohio.com.
And something with Rydell, these football players do not bring their helmets from their high school teams. When they get here, they are fitted by Rydell and given a helmet right over at Walsh University where they train in North Canton, Ohio.
And that's part of the professional aspect that USA Football wants to have. They're fitted by professionals. They want to give them the best helmet they have. All part of that heads-up program of USA Football working on the tackling. If you go to YouTube and you look up Pete Carroll, with USA Football, the heads-up tackling program, trying to teach the proper technique to avoid injuries while playing the sport of football.
Christian Snell back in there at running back. Quarterback on a throw, gets it out to Snell on the left side, and he is hit low and hard at the 40-yard line.
He's going to pick up about 6 yards on that, going to bring up 3rd and about 4 yards. As you see, the quarterback does a nice job standing tall, checks it down, hits his 3rd option, nice little swing pass out of the backfield, picks up 6 yards, brings up 3rd and 4.
Austin Alberici in there from New Jersey at quarterback. And he's going to give it again to Snell, and he's going to have the first down just over the 45-yard line, nose of the football. That's a good first down.
Good read there by the quarterback and tailback. One thing that impresses me in just a short period of time, how quickly the quarterback and tailback mesh, because a lot of times the tailback will want to take it out of his belly, quarterback will pull it out too soon. You see a lot of fumbles. We haven't really seen that so far today.
This time the White team is all over it defensively. Boy, the running back right there was Tyreek Thomas, and he had absolutely nowhere to go.
Well, there was just too much penetration up front by the defensive line for the White team. There was nothing gone there. When you look at that defensive line that averages about, say, around 270, 275 across the front, anchored there by Tanner Winifrener, 77 at 6'4", 325 pounds.
2nd and 16. They're going to get the ball out to Snell in open field. Needs to break a tackle, and he can't. But he does take a couple white shirts close to the 45-yard line, but that's going to be short of the first down by about, let's say about 10 yards. They're back close to the original line of scrimmage.
55, Casey Gifford in there on the tackle.
So a possession play for the Blue, who trails in this game 14-3. They need a big play right here. Coming off the edge with the defense. Quarterback looks, throws that one away right into the far sidelines. Hey, I want to remind you that Siege Sports is proud to be the official uniform partner of the USA national team. Follow Siege Sports on Twitter to check out the custom uniforms and apparel they create for high school and college teams nationwide. To learn more, visit siegesports.com. That's SIEGE Sports. 4th and 11. Going to punt it. Again, no rush. And where they catch it and down it is where the line of scrimmage. That's a short punt. Boy, picked out of there by Dante Bronson at the 35-yard line.
Well, into that wind, it's tough to punt. You want to almost get a lower punt here just because of the fact if you punt it high, it's going to hang up in the air.
So less than 10 minutes to go in the first half.
White team going to be taking over here on offense. Quarterback is Justin Beckett, number 2.
Hand off to Baggett. Boy, stays on his feet. Good balance to the 40-yard line.
That's something I've been impressed with all day is the balance of these running backs. As they get hit, they spin, they keep their feet. They don't go down with what we might typically see in some of the high school games that we cover. Good shiftiness there, pulls the hip, shows the hip, takes it away.
Gain of 5 by Baggett out of Illinois. And here he comes again. He loves that right side. Stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, and has a first down.
Good hard running, good surge up front. That's just pretty good football. Don't forget at halftime, Joe, you'll be joined by Garrett Shea from USA Football.
He's a busy man.
Well, this has gone on here for 2 more weeks, and Big Time Sports will be bringing you it all live here on the stream.
1st and 10 by the white team at the 48. High snap, and then picked out of the air by the quarterback, and that saves some big trouble for the white team.
Yeah, good smart move there by the quarterback. You don't want to try to run that. Just fall on it. Don't let a bad play get worse.
2nd and 10. Handoff over the left side. That's not going to be close to a first down.
That's Terrell Hess.
Blue team gang tackles at the 41. But you don't want to give Hess any space. We've seen him from 44, from 37, and once he gets into the open space, I don't think there's anybody out there in the blue team who's going to catch him.
He doesn't need much room to go. That's just bringing up a passing situation here, a possession play.
Hess and Baggett both out of the state of Illinois. 3rd and 16. Going to fake that handoff. Beckett, the quarterback, throwing deep and nearly picked off, but a flag goes down right where the play ended.
It's going to be pass interference. Good protection. The offensive line, little play action.
Haven't seen a lot of flags today. We've watched a little bit of the first game. Of course, we did the second game, and here in the third, surprisingly, there's been very few penalties for only being together for a short time.
Nice heave right here as you're going to take a look at the, see if we can get the penalty right. It's hard to kind of tell from here. Good camera angle. I think the penalty happened a little bit before that. They got tangled up. Going to give them going to bring up 3rd and about 1.
If you just joined us, you are watching USA Football from Massillon Perry High School, Northeast Ohio. Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson. Image video on the production. And we're enjoying a game with all the top seniors in the country right now. These are some of the cream of the crop guys that are going to be playing a lot of big-time college football and hopefully part of the USA team nationally.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of these guys playing Saturday afternoons, and hopefully some will be playing Sunday afternoons as well.
3rd and a short 1. Going to give it to Hess. Look out for that young man. Breaking a tackle. Boy, they just got him up high, or he could be off to the races again.
Hess, a good, strong, physically well-built runner. gets his shoulders low, keeps picking his feet up. He's just so deceptive at how fast he is, Joe.
Here he is again. They love to run that right side. Hess out of bounds this time as they use the sideline as another defender to get him.
Well, Hess just keeps dragging tacklers, dragging them downfield. And you got to get through 4, 5, 6 guys to him to make the tackle.
Well, they've got Baggett, they've got Hess. They're keeping the running backs fresh.
Arm tackles just aren't going to do it against this young man.
2nd and 1. And I think the blue defense wants to talk things over. They have been giving up some big chunks of yardage. They've been on the field a lot. They are trailing 14-3, Troy, with 8:02 to go in the half.
And you can always follow USA Football at USA Football on Twitter, at USA Football, or at USNFT. And you can always follow Big Time Sports at BTS Ohio, at BTS Ohio, as we're here for our Just Play Sports Solution timeout. Midway through the second period of play, it's the leading here 14-3. The full white team over the blue team. Some pretty good players we've seen here from across the country so far. Early on, it's been Terrell Hess for the white team at 5'8", 180 pounds, scoring 2 touchdowns. Good explosive runs from that young man. White team breaking the huddle, coming to the line of scrimmage. Ready? Let's play some football.
They're ready. They've been impressive offensively with 14 points on the board. Here we go again. And again, it's Hess. Hess right up the middle of the field, inside the 10 to the 7. It'll be 1st and goal for the white team.
All that timeout did was give him a chance to catch his breath, Joe. That young man is ready to go.
Boy, he's explosive. They've been running right most of the time. This time they came up, and this time Hess cuts it to the right, trying to scoot inside the 5 and barely going to get there. It's going to be 2nd and goal from where they spot it.
Well, that's the vision he has. He doesn't just run to the hole. If he sees it closes off, he's going to hit it, and then he's going to bounce to the outside or bounce it to the inside.
At the 5, it is Hess. And good tackle coming in from the secondary to make a shoestring tackle is Alexander Rogers out of Wisconsin.
Did a nice job of shooting the gap, getting to Hess before he gets rolling downhill, and that's a key.
Yeah, you got to get him. If you let him get into the 2nd level, you're in trouble. And the 3rd level, lights are out.
When he gets to the 3rd level, good luck trying to catch him in space.
White team trying to make some substitutions now as the clock is running, less than 7 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, they've got plenty of time here going with this no huddle set. There's no sense of urgency right now.
Handoff looks like Steffens, and right in the middle of the play, another flag goes down right at the 5-yard line. Could be a hold.
That's usually in the location of a hold. Going to back him up 10 yards, make it 3rd and about 15. Sun's starting to show its face here.
Anthony Lewis made the tackle for the blue team. Lewis also out of the state of Illinois. I think they just went around the state of Illinois and took the cream of the crop and said, we're heading to Stark County in Ohio.
Well, there's some good high school football programs. You look at Rockford, Michener, all good football programs out of the state of Illinois.
Okay. Well, Chicagoland, great high school football. Into the end zone, man is wide open, and he can't get him the football. Boy, he had him turned around over there, and there wasn't anybody within probably 10 yards. And the guy they tried to hit was Johnny Rosario.
He does a nice job of adjusting the football, just gets twisted a little bit too much around as he spins, almost does a 360 to try to adjust to the football. See him make the turn all the way around.
Run that one again.
Well, he got behind him. There's no one who seems to catch him, and he's a big target, about 6'3".
Well, they're going to kick a field goal. This will be from 32 with the ball spotted at the 22. Kick is up, and it is high enough, definitely long enough, and it is good.
Well, with that type of wind at your back, you might be good from 50 or more.
Well, that is points number 15, 16, and 17 for the Whites. They now lead at 17-3 with 6:11 to go in the first half.
Be interesting here to see what the blue team comes out with, what they can draw up. You want to try to get one score before the half. try to cut into the lead a little bit, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. Obviously, you want the touchdown, but a chance just to give your team some momentum, some confidence going into the second half.
Now the blue team has been held to just one field goal. That a 41-yarder by Crossland. That came back in the first quarter. Handoff again in the middle, and again the white team defensively says you're not going anywhere up this way.
Well, that big defensive line just gets up front and they make plays. Not getting much movement up front there by the offensive line of blue.
That looked like Jonathan Lee was the guy that came in from that linebacker position to make the play. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. High snap, here comes the rush again. They're going to throw it out of bounds. And that was Dalton Bach again, the quarterback out of Missouri. That was pretty much running the other way.
Well, Jeffrey Griffin was motivating the quarterback to run there. Big number 99 at 6'1", 250 pounds. He's going to force quarterbacks to do a lot of things they don't want to do.
Yeah, he came pretty much unblocked off that left side. That incomplete pass stops the clock with 5:37 to go in the first half. Possession play for the blue again at 3rd and 11 at their own 34. Bach again, the big rush again. Rolling right, trying to find somebody open. Now he's going to keep it and scoots out of bounds about 3 yards short of the first down at the 43.
Well, the receiver he wanted to go to was Michael Bird Jr., but nice job there by the secondary coming up to cover him. They looked like they wanted to try to run the bubble. Recognized it came up hard, forced the quarterback to tuck it away. It's hard to see here from this angle, but he gets flushed out of the pocket again. It looks like Griffin again points his receiver to run him off. Does manage to pick up 7 yards to make it 4th and 3. We got a punt.
Mason Crossland, left-handed kick. Again, short into that wind, and they're going to field it right at the 38-yard line. So trying to kick into that breeze has not been successful for the kickers.
It is a stiff breeze today, something we see here a lot at Perry Stadium when we do our local high school football coverage.
Of course, we are right down the road from Massillon Washington High School, where the very famous Paul Brown started his coaching career. And of course, he went on to Ohio State, on to the Browns, on to the Bengals. So a lot of tradition right in this area, Northeast Ohio.
Well, it is the birthplace of pro football here in Stark County.
Handoff comes to Williams around the right side. That's the third running back we've seen. We've seen Hess, we've seen Baggett, and now Michael Williams out of New Jersey.
And Joe, they all seem to possess very good speed, very good quickness.
And they love to run that right side.
Yeah, I don't know. They might want to see the blue team flip their defense, maybe bring a backer up, try to play a cover over.
Well, again, it's Williams. And that's going to be good for a first down inside blue territory at the 49.
Just grinding them out here, wearing down this blue defense.
That's exactly what they're doing. This time, Williams gets popped and popped hard, and the blue has the football, and coming up with it is Bishop Lloyd, defensive back out of Georgia.
Well, you're looking for something to pick your team up. It's a turnover. That can flip the game quickly. Got to hold on to the football. This time you see good penetration up front. Nice job of fighting off the block by number 1, Alexander Rogers. He causes the initial contact there to belly the running back in the backfield. Good play by the defense, good fumble recovery.
One of the biggest hits of the day. And the ball pops loose, and the blue needed that one. When they were down 17-3. And now with a little over 4 minutes, 4:01 to go in the half, they'd love to make something happen and get back in the game. Only a field goal for the blue team. That's from 41 yards out. Over the middle has a man out there, and I think he heard footsteps.
Yeah, he heard footsteps. He knew a big hit was coming and just kind of let that one go. But a nice job of rotating over from a safety position to make him think about it was number 11, Damon Stewart, coming up to make the play from the defensive back position.
I think that's Jacoby Brown. That was the intended receiver. 2nd and 10, ball still at the 46. Quarterback throws, has a man out there, and has him on a great throw and a great catch. Boy, that was pretty to watch.
They're going to wave it off. They're waving it off.
What did he do, drop it?
They're saying he dropped it.
Boy, look from our angle. Of course, we are quite a ways from the field, but we were shielded a little bit by the defensive back, but that looked like a great throw into traffic.
Oh, there it does pop loose at the end. Nice job by the defensive back, number 11, Damon Stewart, to rip it away to cause the fumble.
Now the blue team's going to call a timeout. We've got 3:46 left to go in the first half. 17-3, the white team leading. When we resume action, will be 3rd and 10 with the ball on the 46.
Yeah, as Joe's getting ready here to talk about Upper Deck, the official sports card of USA Football. Both teams here huddling up. Beautiful day here, about 74, 75 degrees, winds blowing. Here, a stiff wind right
well,
now.
Upper Deck, one of the card companies that everybody grew up with. Sports cards, Upper Deck, synonymous with card collectors. Of course, you're very close to card collectors.
I am. I know a few. Keep a pretty reasonable eye on the market.
I bet you do.
Upper Deck makes a very good, very quality card. Good pressure there. Nothing for him.
Now they're throwing it out there, and the ball is caught, but very short yardage. That's Mac Winkler.
Well, the QB ran at about, 35, 40 yards to complete a 1-yard lost pass.
He threw that one a long way across the field. That
well,
ball's up in the air a while.
Scrambling here. He's going to roll back, tuck drill.
That's Aquinega out of Texas, the quarterback. Now they're going to punt it away. 4th and 11 at the 44 with 3:13 to go in the half.
Once again, trading punts.
The blue, just one field goal to show. Again, into that wind, the ball's going to take a bounce and be caught at the 29-yard line where the white team will take over 1st and 10.
Well, the question is, who's the white team going to bring in at running back? Because they keep them fresh. They keep rotating them here with 2:59 to go. They've shown the ability to be a quick strike offense.
They want to remind you, as a proud partner of USA Football, FlipGive helps several U.S. national team athletes raise money to participate. They can shop online, raise money. It's that easy. Sign up today at usafootball.flipgive.com. 1st and 10. Handoff. This time it's Baggett, a fresh set of legs in there by Baggett. And you can see he's got a second wind right now.
And if you're the blue defense, anytime they bring in a fresh running back, it is dangerous. Plus, when you look at it, the offense for blue can't get anything going. So their defense hasn't had a chance to really catch their breath and get off the field much.
2nd and 5. Quarterback going to keep it, and he's going to pay the price. That was Justin Beckett that faked a handoff to Baggett, rolled left, and nothing there.
Yeah, it looked like number 82 coming in to make the tackle for the blue team. Don't quite have a number there. Number 28, I'm sorry, coming in to make the tackle for the blue. Don't have a number for him either.
3rd and 9, ball at the 30. Beckett looking, throws downfield, and it is caught. Good throw, good catch. And that's going to be a first down and extra yardage after the catch. That was impressive. Right in front of the sidelines.
That was Kevon Williamson with the catch. But look what he does after he makes the catch. Making the catch was hard enough. He's going to go up, hold on the football, keeps his feet, keeps his balance. He's not down. Coach is over there saying, hey, you can run, and he does. Picks up another 7 yards.
Beckett again throws it downfield. This time throws it into the sidelines as he was pressured across the way and stops the clock with 1:46 to go in the first half.
Plenty of time here. White, they run a quick huddle offense. I only have 3 timeouts.
2nd and 10 now for the white team, who lead it here 17-3.
Little miscommunication here by White. They're trying to get things organized.
We'll be talking to Garrett Shea from USA Football here at half. Beckett, here comes the big rush. quick feet, gets him away from it, throws downfield and throws it short at the 24-yard line, incomplete.
Linemen for the Blue are doing a really good.
Whoa.
Wow. They're saying that's a catch.
Wow. I tell you what,
get another look at that one.
Blue coaches out on the field. The white coaches said, let's get the game going. Now the blue coach is clear out on the field at the 40-yard line. He can't get anybody's attention. And the play has run, and that is official.
Well, yeah, there's no replay at all, so, I mean,
no.
The call's going to stand.
I think he just wanted an explanation.
The explanation is it's a catch.
Boy, it looked like that was thrown right into the artificial turf here at Perry High School.
Now someone wants a timeout.
Now he will have his say, but nothing he can do. White timeout. 17-3, the white team leading with 1:08 left to go in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 24 when play resumes.
Beautiful. As we continue here with our third game today, we'll be bringing you games next week on Friday and Saturday. It'll be the younger groups playing next week, I believe the middle school age teams. But to keep up on all the action, go to usafootball.com, find out who's playing, where you can watch the game, or you can follow Big Time Sports Ohio at BTS Ohio on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, Big Time Sports Ohio.
Yeah, I want to remind you we'll be right back here on Friday night, and then 3 more games a week from today, Troy. I know you're looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. It's a great time to watch football. Going to spend some time next week at Walsh University getting to know some of the coaches, some of the players, trying to get some background information on all these teams.
Hand off to Hess, right side. Hess at the 15, at the 10, down to the 5.
Hess is a machine. Just explosiveness coming out on the field. Very dynamic running back. Had been getting a chance to catch his wind. He doesn't need much time to catch his wind, though.
Terrell Hess the second. Gets the football again. Down at the 8. Boy, if he's this good, I'd like to see Terrell Hess the first run.
Oh, they get better with age.
Boy, he is quick. Got some quick feet. Of course, the great running backs run with their eyes, and he sees the field very well.
Very good vision.
Left side again. This time a power back, and that is Bryce Steffens. 225 pounds. Well, you get Hess, who can really motor to the outside. Then they come back inside with 225 pounds.
Well, you really get the thunder and the lightning with that running back combination.
3rd and goal for the white team with 29 seconds to go in the half and another stoppage of play. Again, we'd like to thank all the USA football partners who make this great program around the country very successful. As we said, there are 3 USA events going on right now. This one, of course, right here in northeastern Ohio in Stark County. About 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We're at Massillon Perry High School.
And the under-19 team playing in Harbin, China tomorrow morning, I believe at 5 a.m. So get up early tomorrow as they're going to be playing for the World Championship against Canada.
No problem for you, Troy. You're just getting in about that time.
Sometimes, yeah. But it's just the great spread of American football throughout the world. You've got the Pro League in Japan, the X League, the Gridiron League, which is starting in Australia. Coach from Australia is going to be coming here next year to be an assistant coach at McKinley High School. Just a lot of unique opportunities with the growth of American football internationally.
3rd and goal at the 2. Steffens right side, and they break through and bring him down for a loss back at the 7.
Good penetration. That's what you want. Anytime the ball's inside the 5-yard line, you want your defensive lineman to get low, penetrate, and get to him before the play can start. Fourth down.
4th and goal. Steffens again, and I don't think he's going to get even close to it. They bring him down again. So a do-or-die defensive stand by the blue team, who was trailing 17-3. That's big going into the halftime. They got a little momentum now.
Yeah, they might not have scored, but that was a good confidence builder going into the half. So they'll get one shot here for one play, see if they decide to maybe, throw it up, see if they can get something to happen. And don't forget, Garrett Shea will be joining Joe here at halftime. Garrett Shea from USA Football.
Talked to Garrett. He spent a year at Ohio State. Got a little Ohio blood in him.
I believe originally from California.
Yes. Came east to attend Ohio State. Now I think out in New Jersey at Rutgers.
The Ohio State University.
Well, that is it. We have played one half of football here at Massillon Perry High School. Third game of the day in USA football. Our score, the white team 17, the blue 13. We're back right after this.
Heads Up Football is the best, and in fact, the only good way I know of changing the culture.
It's really been about creating a safer environment for our kids.
Being the pilot program for Heads Up Football and me being the first player safety coach, it's completely changed everything.
We're looking around going, why aren't we all doing this? There is nothing here that fundamentally changes the game of football. There's nothing here that we're not currently teaching. We're just teaching it in 25 different ways. And ultimately, there's the potential that we see a return, that we're making the game safer.
Everything evolves, everything grows, and this is the right thing, the most responsible thing to do. As a league administrator, I mean, I can't even imagine a program that doesn't do it.
They adopted this because they love the game. But also, in a couple of years, the youth become high school players. It's an evolving project.
Heads Up Football has changed the way we play. It's changed the way we practice, and it's changed the perception in the moms and dads.
We have one consistent match of what we're talking about and how we're teaching our athletes to play the game. From ankle biter through 12th grade, we have one consistent curriculum.
The continuity of the program at the youth level, executed all the way through the high school level, is so very important to the parent.
It's kind of part of the fabric of what we do and how we coach now. It's just helped us be a better staff and a better community.
First and foremost, we've had fewer head injuries.
We have seen a sound decrease in concussions, in collision injuries.
We're able to show with data that there's a difference. You know, Centerville High School played in back-to-back state championships and had the fewest injuries of our 25 high schools. That's a big deal.
It makes me feel better because I know that my son is safer.
He would come home and show us the stuff that he's learning. I just felt great about that. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad Heads Up Football is teaching you that.
We're making tackles now that maybe we wouldn't have made a few years ago, just because we constantly hammer in the basics.
Through Heads Up Tackling, I definitely am a better player and a better tackler.
Our generation is getting taught a different way to tackle, like this is the right way.
I think that it's starting to really pay off because our numbers, we're up 40 kids, which is huge.
Wanting safer football is absolutely the right thing for kids.
Do this. Do it yesterday, both from the youth club level and then from the high school levels, because this is only making this a better game, better, safer game.
Yeah, welcome back to Massillon Perry High School. We are at halftime of the finale today, the last of 3 USA football games here in northeastern Ohio. As again, we are joined by Garrett Shea from USA Football. And Garrett, there's probably a lot of people maybe watching out there that have some affiliation with some people that may want to find out about the sponsorship opportunities with USA. You've got a great list of sponsors right now, and I'm sure there's always room for more, right?
Definitely. Our corporate sponsorship support is tremendous. Great corporations across America supporting youth and high school football, making sure that they're supporting our mission, and that's to make the game better and safer across the country.
We were talking about some names of some former players that are now playing right up the road at the University of Akron that played USA football. So as we said at halftime of the last game, you see a lot of these guys really continue to play good football after they leave the USA program.
Definitely. We have a number of great players playing collegiate football as well as in the National Football League. Our alumni base is continuing to grow, especially as we have more and more players play with us from under 14 all the way to under 19. We're really able to reach many more players across the country, give them an opportunity to play for Team USA, and then help them continue their journey and their goal, and that's to go on and play college football at some point.
What is the relationship with USA football and maybe the NCAA and college coaches across the country?
Sure. So the NCAA is a great partner for USA football, as are the majority of major college football conferences. They really support our Heads Up Football program, which is the nationally renowned health and safety program, all geared to educate coaches and make sure that youth and high school players have a really great football experience, and we can make it as safe as possible.
You know, this is the first weekend of 3 weekends right here in Stark County. You're going to be back, I guess, for the next 2, but just a great location with all the interest in football, with the Pro Football Hall of Fame and so many great high school football programs, an ideal location.
It is. We love coming to Canton, Ohio. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is a great partner as well, and we envision coming back year and year again.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a heck of a game. We still got one more half left to play. The white team leading 17-3. So, Garrett, thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Great. Thanks, Joe.
Garrett Shea, representing USA football. Always fun to talk to somebody involved as much as he is in youth football across the country. Going to take a break, come back with second half action right after this.
Protect what matters most. The USA Football Protection Tour is a series of free one-day football camps that educate youth football players, parents, and coaches on the importance of proper equipment fitting, tackling fundamentals, and CDC-approved concussion recognition and response protocols. Watch for this year's Protection Tour schedule and sign up today for an event near you.
I like that Hess kid.
Welcome back to Massillon Perry High School, Northeast Ohio. Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson. We have played one half of football in the final game of the day here in Northeast Ohio. It's the white team 17 and the blue team 3. We're watching the seniors to be the cream of the crop of high school talent across the country, and we have been impressed with a number of people, especially that group of running backs for the white team, most of them out of the state of Illinois.
Yeah, I'm looking at Terrell Hess, 5'8", 180 pounds. They're saying he's only a junior playing up this year in this division out of Illinois. He has shown a lot today. Carlos Baggett Jr., 5'10", 170 pounds, senior out of Illinois as well. Just some great talent here for the white team, and also Bryce Steffens, 6'1", 250 pounds, or 225 pounds, out of Kansas. So you're seeing both the Thunder and the Lightning out of this white team, and the blue team trying to get some momentum going here, something they've struggled with early. But they did come off a big goal line stand here to end the second quarter.
Yeah, the white team led 7-3 after the first quarter, and now have pushed it out to 17-3 at the half. And the blue team is going to get the football to begin third quarter play. And they're going to send out Austin Alberici, the quarterback out of New Jersey, to see if he gets something cooking offensively for a blue team that has been held to just one field goal, 41 yards by Crossland in that first quarter. That's all they've got.
Looks like we're waiting for the chain gang to get set down there.
Well, everybody needs a break. They probably got themselves some of that great Gatorade in their system, and they're ready to go here in the final third and fourth quarter. Can't beat that Gatorade on a day like this,
Oh,
Troy.
no. Gatorade, also proud sponsor of USA Football.
That's exactly right. Handoff left side, short yardage, up to the 39-yard line.
Pickup of about 4. Trying to just get into a good rhythm here for the blue team, especially when you're a rhythm offensive team. You got to feel good, get a couple of positive plays underneath your belt.
Tyrick Thomas for 4. Throwing downfield, has a man out there, had a step on the defender, but they couldn't get him the football. The guy they were trying to hit down there was Joshua Hill, again out of Illinois.
Yeah, just overthrew him, but a good job by the quarterback. He put that ball in a position where either his man was going to catch it or nobody was going to catch it.
Well, it's a possession play early here in the third quarter, 3rd and 6 at the 39. They've got to get it up to the 45. And they're going to try and run for it, and they're not going to come close. Boy, they read that one, the left side of that white defense, and when the ball went right, so did everybody in a white shirt.
Well, it looked like Jared Taylor came off his own blitz there from his outside linebacker position. Number 22 just knifes right through it and makes the tackle for about a 3-yard loss in the backfield.
That was Tyrick Thomas again, 5'10", 160 out of Wisconsin. And now they're going to punt it away. Again, no rush, and where they catch it will become the line of scrimmage. Going to take their time. And with the wind, it's a pretty good punt. Better not let that thing roll. They're going to pick it up right there at the 27.
Yeah, there's no reason not to field a punt here. And they're going to start with the ball inside their 27-yard line. Question is, who's going to come out at the running back position for this white team?
Well, when you got that many quality running backs, I think you just put some names in a hat and draw one out. You can't do wrong with anybody.
Well, it looks like Terrell Hess II.
That's a good pick.
Comes out the winner. Yeah, that's a pretty good one so far. He's got a nice lead running back through him. They want to keep running ISO, they can.
They're going to give it to Hess. And they're waiting for him. They get him up high around the neck and bring him down at the 29.
Nice zone read. Looked like they also have number 17 in the backfield, Jonathan Lee, as a blocker for him as well. Just trying to do a little lead block, little zone play there. Get him pretty high. You want to get a man like that low.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. Just underway here in the third quarter. 17-3, the white team in the lead. Under pressure. They're going to throw it, have a man out there, and tried to find the soft portion of that defense, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, I just tried to put a little bit too much touch on it instead of just kind of throwing it down there a little bit. Not sure if the ball maybe got caught up in the air a little bit. Does a nice job of hanging tall in the pocket. Just a little too tall. Can't climb the ladder to make the catch.
3rd and 8. Another possession play for the white team. Need a big play right here, and they're going to give it to Hess. Can he turn the corner? In trouble, and down he will go, and they're not giving him much space. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 6 blue shirts there. Well, they've learned their lesson. You got to converge on this kid.
Well, you got to gang tackle him, and you cannot let him get north and south. And the defense does an excellent job of forcing him to run to the sideline. Force him to go laterally, because once he squares his shoulders up, I don't know if there's anyone in a blue jersey that can catch him.
I don't think there's anybody in a green or red jersey either.
There might not be too many people in Stark County that could catch him.
High kick into that wind, and that's going to come bouncing back. Look at that thing. You talk about the wind. That thing went up in the air, and it was going the different direction.
Well, you got a good high punt, which normally on a normal day would be pretty good to give your coverage team time to get down there.
That's a 13-yard punt, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, but within a wind that's just got the flag standing straight out today, you're not going to get too much distance on that.
So that gives the blue great field position with 12:28 to go in the third quarter. They're down 17-3.
This is their best field position to start for the day. But,
bad snap. Look out here. And the quarterback goes back and drops on it. Dalton Bach.
And we've seen that. We've seen that happen a couple of times today. Teams get a turnover.
Right through his hands.
Yeah, they get good possession, then it just bad snap goes through the hands, and you end up losing about 12, 13 yards. That's a drive killer.
Oh, they lose a bunch on that one, 2nd and 22. And they try and run the football.
Well, and there was another little bit of a high snap the quarterback had to adjust to, and he almost had to shovel it into his tailback. As his tailback got ahead of him, he didn't get a chance to mesh with him at all.
Third and 22, ball at the 46. The flag goes down. I think the white defense was offsides on the left side.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive line to the defensive end of the far side.
So they'll march 5 yards out. That puts it inside the white territory at the 49.
Still 3rd and about 20.
Yeah, you still need a big play here. Ball at the 49-yard line, back to throw. In trouble, here they come again. Throws it into the dirt, just nothing there offensively.
Yeah, just get rid of it there. Don't take the sack, throw it into the toes of the receiver. That'll bring on the punting unit.
11:26 to go in the 3rd quarter, and we're right where we are when we went to halftime. 17-3, the white team leading. Now we'll have one of the more exciting plays in football, as a former Big Ten president once said.
Yep. And it's going to be a pretty high punt. It's going to go because he's got the wind at his back.
Coming up to make the catch at the 25-yard line. And that is Damon Stewart, another player out of Illinois.
A lot of players out of Illinois today. Missouri well represented. You look, Wisconsin, Georgia, South and North Carolina, Missouri, Connecticut, Illinois, New Jersey, Kentucky, Florida, West Virginia, Kansas, California. A lot of players from all around the nation.
Boy, the blue defense laid on the field, and the white team says, hey, we're going to run a play. And they throw it, and they got a man wide open at midfield. And they're going to have a big play all the way inside the 40, down at the 38-yard line. Blue team, I'm not sure if they were taking a lunch break or what, but they were late on the field, Troy.
Yeah, they weren't ready, and number 23, Jacob Moe, manages to scamper in behind him because they don't know who's on the field. You're going to see him there. He's wide open. Sometimes the hardest catches to make, and he does make it.
Quarterback going to keep it.
Ooh, ball popped loose there. Fumbled it out of bounds, though.
That is Tylen Rhodes. Anytime you keep the ball out of the hands of Hess or Baggett, it's a good day for the blue defense.
That's a very good day for the defense.
Clock stopped, out of bounds. Here they come again. And once again, the quarterback keeps it, and once again, the defense is there.
Little miscommunication there. Looked like the tailback went the wrong way, or the quarterback opened up the wrong way.
So that brings up a 3rd and 12. As we said, this is the 3rd day of the first afternoon of USA football here at Massillon Perry. Game coming up this coming Friday night, and 3 more a week from today.
And then another week after that, three more.
It'll get you ready for football, won't it?
Oh, I love it.
Back to throw. Gets it out to Hess. Trying to break a tackle. Good move inside. And he's not going to get much farther. With another 4 blue shirts bring him down. He is a marked man.
But he still manages to pick up another 5 yards after initial contact.
Yeah,
Actually,
he sure did.
He backpedals, and once again, it's showing the balance. Look at this here on the replay. He's going to catch it right here. There comes the player. He's going to backpedal, hesitate, stop, accelerate again. He can go from 0 to 60 in about a second. He can accelerate, decelerate, change of pace is a key in any sport that you play.
Well, as explosive as the white offense has been, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Over the middle, caught for a first down. They went to the tight end for the first time today, and the guy coming up with the football was Ben Subbert. Big kid out of Iowa.
Out of Iowa, 6'4", 238 pounds. Quarterback big in the pocket. He's got a huge target dragging across the middle. Catches it and is able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, big kid at 6'4", 220. Here comes Hess again. And they get him low and hang on.
Well, they get him before he gets started, and that's the key when you got a player like Hess. You want to get him before he can get any momentum started.
Clock moving with 9:13 left to go in a third quarter that right now is scoreless. Still 17-3 the white team. Low snap.
He's got a man open.
Yeah, he got a man out there. Can the defense recover? They cannot. That's a touchdown for the white from 25 yards out. Touchdown number 3 for the white team.
That's number 23, Jacob Moe, with a big catch. 6'2", 186 pounds, out of Wisconsin. Let's take a look at that again. I like how the quarterback buys himself some extra time. Scrambling, stands tall at the pocket, has a man wide open. Good concentration, good catch off the contact. Nice play by Jacob Moe.
Well, the guy that was trying to recover defensively was Teravis Ward, defensive back out of Illinois. He just couldn't get there in time. And this kick is up and good. And the white team continues to pour it on offensively with a lot of talent at running back, at quarterback, at wide receiver. Now we've seen the tight end catch a pass. They're doing a little bit of everything.
Well, they've targeted, I think, 4 or 5 different wide receivers so far. As you said, Joe, they do a nice job of mixing up in the backfield, different quarterbacks, just different running backs, keeping a lot of fresh legs on the field, and that's something that's kind of worn down this blue defense. And also, blue offense has had an inability to score, move the football, and pick up first downs. You're not giving your defense a chance to catch any type of breath.
Here comes the blue team, down now 24-3. Still plenty of time with 8:55 to go in the third quarter, but they've got to get something going. They haven't proven yet that they can get it in the end zone.
And then also they've just got to keep their defense. They got to pick up 3-4 first downs here and just keep their defense off the field because they're going no huddle. They're not giving them a chance to catch their breath.
Equinega, the quarterback out of Texas, back in there right now. And again, he's running in trouble. Throws it, ball is caught and then hammered.
Ooh.
Whoa, get the number on that truck.
That's Gifford again.
Casey Gifford out of Missouri.
Look at him come here. You're going to see the quarterback buy himself an extra time, spins out of it, but Gifford reads it, and you're going to see him come into your picture right there to make the play from his linebacker position on the pass.
He's from the Show Me State, and he showed him. Flag down out there.
I think we got a little bit of celebration after that play, Joe.
Well, you celebrate on a Saturday night, don't you?
Oh yeah, you make a big play like that, you gotta be a little excited.
That is a dream for a defensive back. As the receiver out of the backfield goes up to catch it, and you've got about a 5-yard gallop to hit him.
And he was turned; he didn't even see it coming.
Nope. So the flag's back in the pockets, and it's now 3rd and 8 for the blue team at their own 39-yard line. Over the right side, pretty good run there by Winkler.
He's going to pick up that first down.
Winkler at 5'9", 200, Troy.
There you see him, just sprints through it, busts the initial tackle. He keeps his shoulders low, so he picks up that extra yardage.
Of course, out of Wisconsin at 5'9", 220. You may see him at Wisconsin Whitewater someday.
One of the top Division III programs in the country. Oh, nice
stick. Oh, look at that. Wow.
That's number 22, Jared Taylor, coming up quickly. That little swing pass had no hope. Taylor read it perfectly. He's going to see the running back, belly back, boom. He's there just as the pass is thrown. Great play by number 22, Jared Taylor out of Missouri.
Both those cornerbacks are from Missouri. Throw is nearly picked off. Good read coming out from the cornerback position. That's Dante Bronson that almost had the pick.
Jumping that route. Also a junior out of the class of 2018.
Of course, when you talk about Wisconsin Whitewater, in the same breath, you got to mention the Purple Raiders of Mount Union University, which are right up the road.
Yeah, right
Two
up
of
the
the best
road.
of Division III.
Yeah, Mount Union just keeps winning national championship after national championship. You look in Ohio, just an incredible hotbed for high school and college football with The Ohio State University and Mount Union in Division III. Oh, he's
3rd and 17, and here comes the white team again. Boy, they are playing like they don't want to give up a touchdown. They've already given up a 41-yard field goal, and that is all they've got.
Right now, the defensive linemen, they love this. As a former defensive lineman, when you know it's a passing situation, you just tee off. But they're a little bit of a delayed blitz by Bryce Steffens, as the defensive lineman had all the offensive linemen occupied. He read it, shot the gap, made the play.
Of course, right up the road at the University of Akron, one of the more famous names in college football, part of the Bowden coaching family, Terry Bowden, head coach of the Zips.
I think the Zips made it to a bowl game this year for the first time in a while.
He's got it rolling up there right now.
Just a lot of great high school and college football being played in Ohio. Hopefully, eventually, we'll have some pro football being played in Northeast Ohio. See the white team coming out here again. Looks like they've rotated a different tailback in.
1st and 10 for the white team, leading 24-3 right now. Throw, that is going to be picked off and then caught. Ricochet play. Why not?
That's
We've
the
seen
tip
everything.
drill. That is the tip drill. Great focus, great concentration by Johnny. I think that's Johnny Rizzio making the catch. Rosario with the big catch off the tip. Well, when it rains, it pours for the blue team.
Well, a big play. That can demoralize the defense. You got to get a big play right here from the blue. And they go right up the middle on the left side, very short yardage. So the white team led it 17-3 at the half. They've tacked on another touchdown, and now it's 24-3. As we've got about 6:11 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the blue team needs to force some type of turnover
They
right
do.
now.
They need something big. Right over the right side, nothing fancy. That was Gabriel Bubba Frias out of Missouri. Bubba 5'6", 168.
I'm sure there's a good story on how he got the name Bubba.
I'll leave that up to you when you talk to him after the game, Troy.
Do some research.
There you go. 3rd and 11 at the 39. They're throwing sideline. And a flag goes down after the catch.
Looks like it might be unsportsmanlike.
Here we go. Not sure if it was celebrating. It was a late hit. I don't know what it was.
So Carl Davidson has for
yeah, it's on the defense. So when you're down 24-3, maybe get a little chippy here. Got to control yourself.
A lot of emotions, a lot of pride.
Watch it again, Troy. What do you see?
He's out of bounds. Looked like he maybe had tried to hold up there a little bit.
I've seen worse.
Yeah. Well, you don't want things to ever get out of hand in a situation like this.
Hand off and bang. Big play.
Big play made by a big man there, number 62, Isaiah Ward.
Isaiah Ward, 285 pounds. Another big one out of Illinois.
And the running back for the white team, Fress, felt all 280-some pounds.
A tackle of biblical proportions by Isaiah. Into the end zone, another touchdown.
Nice job on the seam route. They've been having him a lot of times be a lead blocker, Jonathan Lee. But you see him here, he come out of a wide receiver position, showing good hands. Has been doing a great job of blocking all day. This time he gets a chance to catch a touchdown out of the slot position.
Yeah, Jonathan Lee, big wide receiver at 6'2", 218 pounds, out of Wisconsin. Again, no rush on the extra point, field goals or punts. And with that much time, you boot it right through.
Take your time, maybe read the paper, and put your leg into it.
4:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter from Massillon Perry High School in Northeast Ohio. The white team 31, the blue team 3. As we said, we'll be right back here next Friday night for more USA football. Then 1 week from today, 3 more games right here on USA football, and we'll be back for the final 2 next Saturday, Troy.
And if you want, and I believe the following week after that as well, and if you want to find out how to get your son or daughter signed up for USA Football, and yes, I did say daughters, they have a women's program as well, go to usafootball.com. That's usafootball.com.
Austin Alberici back in at quarterback, and he's going to hand it off and trying to get something going around the right side.
That's Tariq Thomas, as he does a nice job showing his speed. He gets bowed in the backfield, shows a nice burst, manages to pick up 9 yards.
Well, you're down 31-3. You got 4:34 left to go in the third. You need a lot of good things to happen to you on both sides of the football.
Yeah, you got to get some pause, and there's that snap again that they've had trouble with.
They cover it up, but not in time. That ball is still loose.
I think it's white ball.
I think so, too. Boy, they had two white shirts there. They outnumbered the blue, and I think they've got it, and they do, Troy. A big turnover for the blue team when they're trying to get something, anything positive to happen for them.
Alexander Thabit there, I believe, with it, number 50. There's the high snap. Looks like he initially has it. Gets blown up, but see number 50 to scramble right on top of the ball.
That's a tougher play than you think for a quarterback. You're rolling back. The ball is loose. You know the pressure is coming. You're trying to cover it up, and it's tough to do.
And you know you're going to get hit.
You know you're going to get hit, maybe by more than one body. 4:23 now to go in the third. And the white team says, hey, let's get another one. And they're going to throw that one in the dirt. I don't think that was caught. But they're going to run the play, and they're going to get him out of bounds down inside the 25 to the 24.
Well, they might have ruled it a lateral.
Yeah, that's true.
Might have ruled it a lateral. I'm trying to get a look here. It's close.
Yeah.
It's close.
Gain of 4. Quarterback going to keep it rolling around the right side. He's in trouble. That's Tanner Park. Park
he can
now
turn
at the 30, gets a block. Tanner at the 12, and then he is simply lit up at the 20-yard line. Wow. Well, if you're down 31-3, you get your licks in wherever you can.
And they definitely
Boy,
did there.
That is a highlight hit right here at the tail end of this one. Watch it, Troy.
But a nice block by number 1.
You never got hit this hard in high school football.
No, he's usually one doing the hits. But there's, what a nice stick up top there by number 4, Brooks. But also a good block by Hess. Getting a good seal block to pop him loose for an extra 3 or 4 yards. But that, once again, Joe Hess, what's he doing without the football? He's blocking. He's not giving up on a play.
Yeah, the blue defense right now starting to get some hits in. They're saying, hey, we're down 31-3. We're going to let them remember them here in Stark County. How's that sound?
Yeah, you want them to feel it. They're teeing off on you right now.
They're going to try a field goal. Crossland has the ball teed up at the 24-yard line. This will be a 34-yard attempt from the left hash. Plenty of time.
That wind.
Into the wind, and that one stays up long enough to go right through. So second field goal of the day for the white team, and they now lead at 34-3, Troy.
They just tack on more and more points. But if you want to get your son or daughter signed up for USA Football to one of their 27 regional camps, go to usafootball.com, usafootball.com. Your son or daughter might get the chance to represent the United States of America in international competition.
Of course, the Olympic Games right around the corner. Everybody looking forward to that down in beautiful Rio.
I was watching some of the trials yesterday. Some local people competing for spots on the team.
Again, they run the football over the right side, short yardage.
Hopefully Rio will be ready to run the Olympics.
We will know soon enough.
Hopefully the water will be cleaner.
2nd and 8. Again, another high snap. And again, they're content to run the football over the right side.
And the quarterback looked like he almost had to shovel that in there to his tailback. But they just keep going with that lightning offense. They want to snap the ball within 12, 13 seconds of it being snapped.
Dalton Bach is the quarterback, again, out of Missouri. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. And Bach is going to throw. Throwing deep, has a man wide open down there and overthrows him right at the 39-yard line. Boy, breaking open down there was Michael Bird Jr., the 5'9", wide receiver out of North Carolina.
And rotating over was number 11, Damon Stewart, just a little too long, which is going to bring up a punting situation.
Well, that's a couple times the Blue have had some wide receivers open, just couldn't get the football to them.
Just can't seem to time it up, just can't seem to hook up.
Into that wind, and the catch at the 39-yard line, and the White has it right back after a quick 3 and out by the Blue.
And they're going to try to add on more to that score.
Why not?
Minute 25 to go here in the third.
Well, you've come a long way from all over the country. I don't think they're going to sit in the football.
I know you came here to play football. Coming away as far as Texas, California, Washington State.
The quarterback now is Adam Kleekamp, another youngster out of Missouri. Going to be a false start. Going to cost the White team 5 yards. So this White team made up of a lot of players out of Illinois, Wisconsin, Missouri.
That's Midwest America, Joe.
1st and 15.
Apple pie and football.
A low snap. Kleekamp going to keep it, and he's hit hard. Maybe a yard, and that's all he'll get.
Good fake on that, but good discipline by the defense for the Blue team. Not biting on it.
Second down and 15.
Coming up to the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter. And it's been all the White team today at 34-3. And they have had a lot of offensive weapons. And coming around the right side, that is Frias. He's only 5'6", 168. Another scat back.
He gets knocked out of bounds there by Gregory Rogers II. Shows good speed moving laterally here. Just a little outside zone play. Nice job of fighting off the block. You're going to see Rogers come up right here, knock him out of bounds.
The majority of these players you're watching will be high school seniors this fall. Some juniors in here, but the majority are seniors, and they will be making a big decision that first Wednesday in February when they can sign a national letter of intent.
I'm sure some have already verbal, but like you said, Joe, it doesn't matter till you put your name on that paper. Oh, he's still on his feet.
Yeah, trying to break around the corner, looking for some space, and he's just going to go out of bounds and say, okay, you got me.
Well, initially that was an advancement of about 3 yards on the completion, ended up being about a 10-yard loss on the run.
Johnny Rosario taking a tour of Stark County on that one.
One to the east, one to the west, saw a little bit of Massillon, tried to cut it back to Canton.
4th and 20, 27 seconds left in the third quarter. This one bounces in. Again, no rush allowed. And this was a boomer, maybe the best punt of the day.
Into the wind.
Yeah, that is caught at the 34-yard line. That was impressive.
That was pretty good, especially with that wind.
So the Blue team has it. 22 seconds in the third. A reminder, if you're watching and you're a high school football fan, we are playing 15-minute quarters during USA football.
You want to come out next week to Perry, you're going to get to watch some more football here. Kind of the preseason. USA football, these players vying for spots in the national team.
And then again on the right side.
I think that's going to bring the third quarter to an end, Joe.
That's Winkler again, who's been one of the primary ball carriers for the Blue team, and I think that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We are through 3 quarters of football here at Massillon Perry High School. Our score, the White team 34, the Blue 3. We're back with the final 15 minutes after this.
You can be the best in your house.
And then your state.
Then get all the love.
You could be the best in this house.
You could be faster than the fastest.
You could carry on a legacy.
Then add a couple of these.
And then make everyone want to be like you.
And you can stop there, but you won't, because you're not done yet.
For the athletes moving the game forward, Gatorade's creating the fuel to do the same. Fueling today, fueling the future.
What does it take to become elite? it takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Volt Athletics.
We've got 15 minutes of football left today in the final game of a 3-game set for USA Football 2016. Joe Dunn, Troy Richardson. We are broadcasting from Massillon Perry High School in northeastern Ohio. Troy, let's take a look at the first play of the fourth quarter.
Catch that last play here. Just came off his hands. Great route. Oh, looked it in. Just could not pull it in to make the final part of the catch was Jaden Walter.
Again, they're starting to throw the football right now, and that's out and complete. And Eliu Graves, another good-looking athlete out of Illinois, 6'1", 171.
First down. Looks like blue team's starting to move the chains here. Keep their defense off the field a little bit.
Well, they're down 34-3 with a little over 14 minutes to go in the game. And the pressure is on. Quarterback goes to the sidelines and scoots out of bounds short of the first down.
Finally knocked out. Does manage to pick up a few yards, however.
Marco Aguinega out of Texas. He's a junior to be, class of 2017.
A lot of good talent here, a lot of talent. I'm sure a lot of college coaches around the country have tuned into this.
Yeah, a lot of these guys drooling right now. Think they have a commitment. We'll have to wait and see. Ball is thrown and then right through the hands. And the guy they tried to find over there was Matt Moore.
Well, you look at a lot of former NFL players played for USA Football representing the United States. Obviously, one of the bigger ones lately would have been Jameis Winston playing representing the United States. Chance to play in international competition.
3rd and 7. Blue team throwing, overthrown into the sidelines at about the 35. So now you got a decision to make. You're down big 34-3. You got a 4th down and 7. And I would think probably they're going to punt it away. How about they may go for it, Troy?
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know.
Again, no rush allowed.
Don't know why they're trying to sprint that last man onto the field then.
Good snap, plenty of time. And this one gets caught by the wind, and it's going to be downed at the 41-yard line. That is not much of a punt. And the white team, again, is going to have great field position. They haven't needed much help today. They've done a lot of it on their own. A great group of running backs with Terrell Hess III, Carlos Baggett, Bryce Steffens. They have really played well offensively, and when you haven't given up a touchdown, you got to tip your hat to the defense.
Well, when you got that many running backs, you just tend to wear teams down.
A lot of open space out there for Dazzy Horton.
Horton gets out of bounds. Right now, if you're the white team, you'd like to put together about a 8 to 10 play drive, take about 6-7 minutes off the clock.
What a great day of football here in Northeast Ohio. And we'll do it again next weekend. 1st and 10. Quarterback going to keep it. He's rolling to the left. That's Tylen Rhodes. He faked a handoff to Baggett and then came to the near side of the field for a pretty good gain.
Rhodes out of Wisconsin, class of 2017. Pretty shifty running back there. Good quickness. Doesn't make the huge cut, but just makes that nice little 6-inch to foot cut. Puts the foot down and goes.
Gain of 8. Low snap. And now they're going to give it to Baggett. Baggett tried to get to the corner, but a very good defensive play there by Alexander Rogers out of Wisconsin.
Well, that mix-up on the snap, that's what kind of threw off all the timing on that. So he was forced to bounce it out to where he didn't want to go.
Rogers 6'1", 180. Another junior to be.
So they're trying to get a player off the field.
3rd and 3. Again, it's Baggett. Again, he trips up, and that doesn't take long for the blue defense to come on to him. Again, it was Alexander Rogers.
Get him for a nice tackle for about a 4-yard loss. As you take a look there at number 33, Jacob Large. So he just makes the play right in the backfield. Good pursuit. Nice job of getting the football. Good penetration up front.
4th and 7, and when you're up 34-3 in the fourth quarter, you say, why not? Let's go for it. That's exactly what they're going to do, Troy.
Hey, it's the defense's job to stop you.
And they're going to run it. And again, that is Baggett. And again, they hit him hard at the line of scrimmage.
And the clock's going to stop here on the turnover. Turn it over on downs. Just nothing for him right here. Good penetration up front. Good pursuit down the line by number 69 for the blue team. That's number 69, Sean Arhus, and he is out of Minnesota. Maybe it could be a future Gopher.
Little pump fake by the quarterback. As a man out there, he's got him at the 20, at the 10, at the 5, and that's a blue touchdown. And coming down with the ball is Elihu Graves, the wide receiver, again out of Illinois, a junior to be.
And the blue team finally reaches the end zone. Great quarterback strike there, great pass. Hits his man right in stride. See him there, drop back, pump fake, little pump and go action, a little double move. Gets a step on him, hits him right in stride. Perfect for a touchdown.
Well, the guy that was chasing him was Dante Bronson. He couldn't get there in time. Good throw there by Marco Aguinega. So the blue team gets on the board. Are they going to call that a touchdown, or are they going to spot it at the they haven't marked it. I thought he was into the end zone.
I thought he was too. They're going to say he was out at about the 4. Must have a timeout called as well.
I want to thank all the USA football program sponsors. Of course, Rydell with a great job on fitting all these players with the custom helmets. None of these players brought their helmets from their respective high schools. They were all measured and fitted by Rydell over at Walsh University in North Canton. And that is probably the most important feature of your uniform and equipment. You got to get that helmet fitted exactly right.
You got to protect the noggin. That's the most important part of your body.
That was 1st and goal to 4. Thought they were in. Now they're going to throw it up for grabs, and that is overthrown in the left corner of the end zone. So our mistake, we thought that the receiver was into the end zone, but they called him out of bounds at the 4.
Tried to make a one-handed Odell Beckham catch right there. I'd like to take a minute here to thank the men and women of the United States Armed Forces out there around the world defending our country, defending our freedoms. Also like to thank our first responders throughout the United States. They're the ones that when there's a fire, most people run from it. They're the ones running to it.
2nd goal
nice
to
pursuit.
4. Going to throw that one and just throws that one away. Nobody in the area. And the flag goes down. They're going to call grounding, I think.
That's going to be intentional grounding. Once again, Casey Gifford bringing the pressure again. Young man out of Missouri brings the heat, brings the noise.
Well, he was caught back of the line of scrimmage, had 2 or 3 people clawing at his feet, and simply threw that into the end zone, and nobody was near it. So the clock stops with 11:11 left in the game. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. And it's 34-3. The white team way out in front in this one.
So White's still looking to keep him out of the end zone.
They got a 3rd and goal at the 4.
Well, they're trying to figure out where to spot the ball.
They had intentional grounding. And they declined the penalty, and they're going to keep it at the 4-yard line. And now make it 3rd and goal from the same spot, the 4.
Isn't intentional grounding a loss of down, Joe?
Well, maybe not in USA football.
Maybe not. There's a fumble.
And it is out of bounds. Nobody had control of it.
But that's Gifford again coming up, doing a great job. Once again, being very well coached. When you see a quarterback with his arm out there, you want to swipe down to cause the fumble. You're going to get a look here on the replay. Does a very good job fundamentally. Here he comes. You're going to see him swipe down right there. pops the ball loose, causes it to go out of bounds, and they lose another 2 yards on the play.
That's going to take it all the way back to the 12-yard line, where now it's 4th and goal from that spot. Going to throw for it into the end zone, up for grabs, and another one-handed attempt, no good, and the flag goes down in the end zone. And that could be pass interference on the defense, and it is. The guy that was in the area for the white team is Dante Bronson.
Well, Blue's going to get another chance here to score a touchdown.
They've been down there so long, Troy, you're going to need a haircut by the time they get out of there.
They're going to tear up this end of the field. See him get up there just with the offhand, just kind of pulls him down. Let's try it again from the 6-yard line. Now they're going to replay the down.
Ball at the 6-yard line. Now they're going to try and run for it, and no way. They are not even going to get to the 4, which is where this drive started after the out-of-bounds call. So they don't, after a series of penalties and incomplete passes, the white team will take over 1st and 10, and they're going to spot it, Troy, at the 6.5-yard line.
And that's a good job by the defense holding taunt there. And they're going to get a chance to try to drive about 96 yards, pay dirt, 94 yards.
10:25 left in the game. So take that touchdown off the books. We thought they were in. They called him out of bounds, and then nothing good happened for the blue team after that.
See if the white team tries to run it here, give their quarterback a little bit of breathing room.
Maybe trying to get some people in there that haven't played much today. We got a big guy back there at the tail end of that backfield.
I think that might be number 17 again.
That might be Jonathan Lee back in there. And again, they run it right up the middle.
Number 79, we don't have him listed here as a number.
They may have pulled him out of the stands.
Oh, yeah. That's a big man to pull out of the stands. He looks like he's limping off now.
Well, he has played one down. They didn't give him the football. He says, I'm leaving the field. Again, up the middle, and that blue defense is right there to meet him again.
Good penetration up front, getting them right at the line of scrimmage before they can get any type of speed going.
Big number 79 over there, limping on that left leg. He's probably thinking, boy, I thought that running back position was easy.
It looks easy on film.
I'd just soon block for him now. Look out.
Nice cut.
Missed tackle away from another big play by the white offense.
Well, that's that shifty running backs that we've seen there so far. Number 27, Bubba Frias there picks up pretty close to the first down. Going to bring up 4th at about 1. Looks like he's going to be taking about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Good balance, keeps his feet going, keeps it churning, manages to pick up some yardage.
Yeah, the white team going to punt it away for one of the few times this afternoon. They've got 34 points on the board, Troy, so they haven't had a lot of time to punt it away, but they're going to get this one away right from the goal line. With the wind, good booming kick all the way back to the 43-yard line of the blue.
That's close to 50 yards in the air. That's a nice punt.
Well, you take a look at that flag off to the left. That's got to help a little bit, maybe more than a little bit.
Yeah, it's straight out there. Coming up on about 8:35 to go. Blue team just trying to get into the end zone.
White team just trying to get to the locker room.
Head back to their home states. No one here from Ohio due to the OHSA contact rules.
Quarterback running out of trouble. That is Alberici.
Trying to run out of trouble, just runs out of time.
Alberici out of New Jersey. He will be a senior this coming year.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 43-yard line of the blue. Hand off to the 46, maybe.
Christian Snell with the carry.
Not much there. Good job. One thing, when you got such big defensive linemen, they've got to absorb double teams, and that frees up your linebackers. None of the offensive linemen are able to work to second level to get to the linebackers. They're free to kind of roam and just mop things up.
3rd and 7. Going to throw it out of the backfield. The guy they tried to find over there and he couldn't catch it was Christian Snell.
That's going to be incomplete.
That stops the clock with 7:38 to go.
Going to bring on another punt.
I would think maybe mentally and physically, a lot of people getting tired out there.
Yeah, I mean, right now the punter's getting a lot of action. Neither defense getting much of a break, as it's been pretty much punt last several possessions. Into the wind.
And that's going to be down at about the 35-yard line. Hey, another reminder, St. Vincent Sports Performance is very proud to support the U.S. national team and provide our athletes with world-class sports medicine care. St. Vincent Sports Performance staff are experts. They're certified athletic trainers and sports medicine doctors. Now, they're based over in Indianapolis. St. Vincent Sports Performance professionals travel across the United States and the world to give U.S. national team members the highest level of sports medicine care. Now, you can learn more about St. Vincent Sports Performance at definingsportsperformance.com. Remember the name, St. Vincent Sports. Again, definingsportsperformance.com.
A little bit of confusion here about the white. I think they might have some people in some different positions. Trying to get a last man onto the field.
I think he needed a tight end to come in there, and the guy that hustled in was Ben Subert.
Hey, sometimes the coach just says, get somebody in there. You just got to be Johnny on the spot and hop in if you want to play.
Exactly. That's what you did in high school. You stood right next to the coach and said anytime they needed somebody, you got in as quick as you could.
Hey, my freshman year when they were looking for guys to put in, I made sure I was there.
Regardless of the score.
Yeah. You're looking to get out any of those times to get in just a letter.
Exactly. Under the lights on Friday night, nothing like it. 2nd and 15 at the 30. Trying to turn the corner, and he's not going to get there.
They're going to finally say he was down about the 24-yard line. Once again, great job by the defense, stretching out the offense, forcing them to run to the sideline, not letting them get their shoulders squared, not letting them get downfield. I'll tell you, this defense just keeps competing. They keep pursuing. Great effort here by the defense of the blue team.
Yeah, no quit on the defense for the blue. Even though they have given up 34, there's been a lot of big plays, not a lot of big drives. And here comes the quarterback around the left side, and that is Adam Kleekamp.
Well, interesting play fake there. The quarterback is so well coached. Even though there was no tailback to fake with or mesh with, he put the ball out there and showed it just like he's taught to do. He's very well disciplined, very well coached.
Well, here we go. It's been the battle of punters thus far in the last 4 or 5 possessions.
We've seen, I think, 4 punts in the last 3.5 minutes of gameplay.
Low snap makes absolutely no difference. And that one with the wind is a boomer down to the 31-yard line.
Another close to 50-yard punt in the air.
Well, all you got to do is get it up in that wind. Now they're going to spot it right at the 32. So the white team comes out, play a little defense.
See if the blue team can finally reach the end zone. Thought they had it earlier, didn't quite get it. As they're trying to get a man off the field.
Dalton Bach will be the quarterback. They've alternated quarterbacks, Bach out of Missouri. And again, the heat is on. He's going to throw and nearly picked off.
Just through the hands of the defensive back.
Yeah, good read there. And that was Damian Williams.
Came up just a little too tall for him. Couldn't quite climb the ladder as it just went through his outstretched hands.
Yeah, playing that strong safety, came over and nearly picked it off. You better read that right if you're a safety.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're going to get burned, and then the coach is going to talk to you.
Over the middle, and nobody ready for that one.
Just throws it behind him.
Yeah, Michael Bird was the guy they tried to get it to out of North Carolina, threw it right at his feet.
Well, that's the hard thing to do when you've got somewhat limited practice times, only for a week. Joe, hard to believe in about another month, about another 6 weeks, we'll be doing high school football games every Friday night on television.
7 weeks from yesterday, I think it begins.
In Ohio,
August 26th.
In Ohio, practice starts August 1st. Schools will be starting back here around August 14th, 15th.
Why do they start so early?
You know what? You got to get, and you're only going to, and I'll be in Ohio anyways, you're only going to see them start earlier because of state testing. You want to try to get in as many days before the state test happens. That's just one of the main reasons in Ohio. You're going to see schools starting probably the next 6-7 years around the 1st, 2nd of August. As we have another timeout here, brought to you by the Shock Doctor.
Yeah, trust your teeth and smile to Shock Doctor mouth guards. Trusted by athletes all over the world, Shock Doctor, they're the official mouth guard of the U.S. national team. And after doing 2 games, I may need a Shock Doctor after this one.
Well, those are important, man. You want to protect those teeth, especially. Hey, I had braces. My parents, when I played football, they wanted to make sure those teeth got protected because they were very, very expensive when you've worn braces. What better way to protect them than with the Shock Doctor?
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got the smile of a guy that didn't play a lot of high school football.
Oh, yeah. Drop back, good pressure. Flushes him out of the pocket again.
They're going to try and throw on the run, and man, he was pressured right down below us on the near side of the field. And that was Dalton Bach again. And one of the white defensive players has his foot caught under the fence down there, and that is big Jeffrey Griffin, 6'1", 240 pounds, senior to be out of Illinois.
These players, oh, here we have another punt. These players are going to have a lot of memories they're going to carry with them, Joe. Getting an opportunity to play here for a chance to represent the United States.
Punt right into the wind, and that is caught at the 47-yard line.
I think we have our catch of the game coming up here. Our Cutters catch of the game will be coming up. Here it is, our Cutters catch of the game. It's going to be a tip passer, boom, tip right into his hands. Great effort, great concentration.
Yeah, if you want to be the best, you have to wear the best, and that's nothing than Cutters football gloves. And it's grip technology. They're in a league all their own. Cutters football gloves, the official glove of U.S. national team football. Remember the name, Cutters, C-U-T-T-E-R-S, Cutters gloves.
Once a great job there by the defensive line. No quit, good pursuit, wrapping up, not letting them get anything here. Coming up on about 2:40 to play.
Well, the white team led it 7-3 after the first quarter. They upped it to 17-3 at the half. Poured it on even more in the third. It was 34-3 after 3. And that's where we sit right now, 34-3, with about 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go.
They're going to take their time here, let this clock wind down a little bit. First, slowest we've seen these teams go.
And off on the left side again, plenty of room, and that's Baggett. Baggett at the 25, at the 10, at the 5, Baggett into the end zone.
Bangs one away, but great fundamental running there. Keeps the ball close to his body, tucks it away. Great fundamental running by that young man. Gets a little cheer from his offensive lineman. You always got to respect the offensive line. They're the ones that open the holes for you.
Carlos Baggett. He is a junior to be out of Illinois, 5'10", 170, and he is one of those outstanding running backs for the white team. Terrell Hess II out of Illinois, Baggett out of Illinois.
Well, they've had a plethora of running backs for themselves.
And that kick with the wind.
Off the roof.
Off the roof here at Perry High School.
Not a real surprise here, Joe, as we're going to introduce our player of the game. It's number 1, Terrell Hess. As the coach will get out of the way there, we can get a better look at him. Brought to you by the Shock Doctor.
Well, nobody's
Terrell
been able
Hess.
to get in his way thus far.
Take a good look at him here on another big run. Joe, look how he keeps that football tight to his body. Good fundamental running there. Picks his legs up. Great stride all the way into the end zone.
Remember that name, Terrell Hess II. He's going to be a senior out of Illinois, 5'8", about 185 pounds.
As he was our shock doctor player of the game.
And remember, once again, trust your teeth and smile to shock doctor mouth guards. They're trusted by athletes, not only here in our country, but all over the world. Shock doctor, they're the official mouth guard of the U.S. national team.
Well, once again, that's how you get into it, the international play that we're starting to see worldwide. You know, there's talk of a team going to Europe. I think it's Hawaii and Stanford, Joe, are playing a game in Australia this year. Some of the NFL teams are running combines across the country, across the world, trying to look for the next big player.
Well, basketball is taking on a kind of a worldwide personality. You see a lot of basketball players in the NBA and in college basketball from all over the country. Just wonder how long that'll be before the international athlete becomes proficient enough to play big-time college football and in the NFL.
Well, you look at it, first-round draft pick this year by the Denver Broncos out of Australia, out of Georgia Tech.
That's right.
An Australian picked. I think there were Anthony Deblee, who we saw last year for France.
Signed by the Giants.
Signed by the Giants, kick return or punt return. Another player right out of the German league got signed by the Jets. A couple players out of Sweden, I believe, were signed by New England and San Francisco.
Aquinega with the pass and incomplete at the 29-yard line.
So
tried to find Jacoby Brown.
So that international game just keeps growing and growing. China, they're looking to expand the game. They were talking about the crowds in Harbin, China, 45 to 50,000. I saw in Brazil, game played by the Corinthians and the Sea Lions, I believe played yesterday, had about 25,000 people in it.
You've become an expert on international football, Troy.
There's a lot more out there. It's amazing.
Throw and a flag goes down as the receiver tried to come back to the football. It looked like Willie Spears got in his way and just enough for the penalty flag to go down. The intended receiver was Elihu Graves, and he couldn't get to the football.
Yeah, gets him for the face guards. You get the call there by Carl Davidson.
I think if the defensive back turns around and makes an effort, that's not a penalty.
Yeah, you can't face guard.
He lost track of the football, just watched the receiver. As we are down to a half a minute to go on the first full day of USA football from Massillon Perry High School in northeastern Ohio, Stark County to be exact on the location, about 15 minutes away from the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Another group of players will be coming in this Tuesday to Walsh University.
Throwing deep again, and again, incomplete, and again, a lot of contact down there as the defensive back, that is Spears, and the wide receiver, Graves, talking to each other. They'll probably share a milkshake somewhere tonight.
A lot of these players, game ends tonight, they're going to be heading home to Texas, Illinois.
Not till the morning, though.
Some of them might be leaving tonight. You never know when that flight's going to leave out of the Akron-Canton Airport.
Throws and incomplete. This time they were trying to find Tyshawn Williams.
See if they can get one more playoff here before the end of the game.
We're down to 13 seconds, Troy.
Officials not too quick to try to set the football.
Now they're looking at the clock. This could be the final play. And they're going to throw for it. In trouble. And down he goes. He throws it out. Was his knee down?
They're going to say his knee was down. Clock's going to keep running.
Now they're going to stop it.
And Carl Davis is going to tell him to keep that clock running.
He says, wind the clock. I'm getting hungry. And that is it. The final and the third game of the day. Here at Massillon Perry High School, our final score, it was the white team 41, the blue team 3. It's been a fun day, 3 games. We'll do it again next weekend. Former partner, Troy Richardson. This is Joe Dunn. Thanks to everybody from Image Video and Big Time Sports. We'll talk to you next week with more USA Football.
Travel home safely.